We've all been there, haven't we? That moment you open up ChatGPT, maybe you play with a new feature like uh, Canvas or spin up a custom GPT.
Yeah.
And after a bit, you kind of realize you're just not seeing those consistent, tangible results you were hoping for.
Hmm.
It feels like you have these really powerful tools, right? But they feel disjointed. They're not really working together. Almost like, I don't know, a collection of cool gadgets without an engine connecting them.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
having all the best ingredients, for an amazing meal, but you don't have the recipe or the kitchen workflow to actually, well, cook it.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Mhm.
Today, we're not going to chase the next shiny AI feature, no. Instead, we're going to unpack a really detailed blueprint for something I think far more transformative,
Yeah.
building what we're calling an AI-powered marketing operating system.
And think of this AI-powered marketing operating system as like your brand's central digital marketing brain. It needs to be strategic, reliable, and it acts like a consistent, always-on teammate.
Mm.
Our sources for this deep dive, they lay out a pretty clear 7-step path to get there. And this isn't just about, being more efficient. It's really about fundamentally changing how you use AI.
Right.
The goal is freeing up hours every week for what actually matters most. That high-level strategy, your creative thinking, and, building real connections with your audience.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. The core idea our source material points out right at the start is that this isn't mainly a technology problem, it's more of a methodology problem.
That's key.
It's kind of like owning the most state-of-the-art machinery imaginable, the robots, the conveyors, everything, but lacking the actual assembly line, the plan, to connect it all and make it produce something useful.
And that foundational mindset shift, it's just so crucial. Features by themselves, they're just tools. They're kind of useless without a purposeful, integrated system driving them.
Right.
Imagine building a factory, right? You wouldn't just buy a robot arm, a conveyor belt, and a packaging machine and just, scatter them around a warehouse, would you?
No, of course not.
No. You design a master process,
Uh-huh.
a logical flow. Raw materials come in one end, they get processed carefully at each station, and then boom, finished product out the other end. It's all about the flow, not just the individual machines.
And our AI marketing system, it works in a very similar way. It's designed as a complete pipeline. You've got your input, that's basically all your core brand information. Then you have the processing stations, research, strategy development, content creation itself, and automation.
Right.
And the output, well, that's consistent, effective, measurable marketing campaigns, stuff that actually resonates.
The whole point here is connecting all those separate AI tools into one powerful, cohesive workflow. Each step needs to inform the next one, provide context. That's how you genuinely shift AI from being just like a sporadic assistant you tap for a quick task into a real extension of your marketing team, a core part of it.
So stepping back then, how does embracing this kind of system thinking really change AI's role on a marketing team?
Fundamentally, it turns AI into a reliable, strategic partner that always has the context it needs. It's continuously learning.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Step one in building this whole system is establishing your virtual HQ, your marketing command center, using something called ChatGPT projects.
Yeah, think of a ChatGPT project as your strategic war room. It's like a dedicated workspace right inside ChatGPT. You make a new project, give it a clear strategic name, something like marketing system, your brand name.
That sets the stage.
Exactly. You're basically telling the AI, look, this is where all our important brand knowledge lives. This is where we do our deep, ongoing strategic work.
And critically, you upload your foundational documents right into this project. That means a comprehensive brand overview mission, vision, values, products, audience basics, company history, maybe even a SWOT analysis. These files become the AI's core understanding of who you are.
Then you set up what are called custom instructions specifically for that project. This is a really powerful command. You're essentially telling ChatGPT, okay, for this project, you need to act as our chief marketing strategist.
Got it.
And these instructions make sure that every single thing the AI generates sticks to those strategic documents you uploaded.
Yeah.
It has to always think strategically, connecting every little request back to the big picture, making sure everything's aligned.
So the big deal here, the reason this setup matters so much, is that a project isn't just like a regular folder. It maintains continuous context.
That's the magic.
Unlike those normal short-term chats that forget everything quickly, a project lets the AI cross-reference all the files and all the previous chats within that project.
Yeah.
So later, when you ask it to create, say, a blog post, it automatically remembers the research you did earlier, the strategy you defined, your brand voice, all without you having to constantly remind it. This is really the foundation for building that consistent long-term brain.
It's like giving the AI a dedicated permanent memory for your brand. Everything you add just builds its understanding.
So why is getting this initial command center set up right so critical for building that consistent AI brain?
Because it builds the AI's long-term memory, making sure everything it produces is truly on-brand and strategic.
All right, step 2 in this blueprint focuses on building that central knowledge base. The source calls it the data brain, which I like.
Yeah, it's a good term.
And this goes way beyond just your immediate audience. It's about mapping the entire market landscape.
Right. You use ChatGPT's deep research capabilities here. It can synthesize information from tons of online sources. Your prompt for this needs to be pretty comprehensive.
Okay.
You'd include things like target audience analysis, really digging into their behaviors, pain points, desires. Then competitive analysis, who are they? What's their positioning, messaging, strengths, weaknesses? Also, a content gap analysis, what topics are underserved, what questions aren't being answered well. And finally, industry trend analysis, what's emerging, what shifts are happening in your field. It's a full scan.
And what you get back is this incredibly detailed, multi-dimensional market report. It gives you a really deep understanding of your customers, a clear view of competitors, and importantly, a list of opportunities for creating content that actually stands out.
It's like having a whole team of analysts working around the clock.
Yeah.
But here's a really crucial pro tip. AI is super efficient at research, no doubt.
Right.
But you are still the strategist. Always, always verify the critical sources ChatGPT gives you. Click those citation links. Make sure the data feels right, that it aligns with your own market knowledge.
Good point.
Once you're happy with it, export that whole report as a PDF. It's not just a document. It's a core asset that fuels the next steps.
So how does taking that extra step to verify the AI's research sources boost the system's reliability?
It just ensures the AI-gathered data truly aligns with reality, making your strategy actionable and trustworthy.
Okay, so raw data, even really good raw data, is just noise until you turn it into actionable strategy, right?
Absolutely.
So step 3 is all about taking that market research report you just generated and using it to create 3 core strategic documents. And of course, you upload that research PDF into your project first.
Yep, gotta feed the brain. And for this step, the source really emphasizes using the most powerful reasoning model you can get, like GPT-4o. That extra horsepower helps a lot with the nuanced strategic thinking required here.
Makes sense. Okay, first you generate 3 detailed customer personas. Each one needs to be pretty robust, right? Demographics, values, goals, pain points, digital habits, their buying journey, the works.
Yeah, you want a really clear, empathetic picture of who you're talking to.
Exactly. Next, you build out your digital marketing strategy. The source mentions using Canvas mode for this.
Right, that visual whiteboard feature. It's great for mapping out complex strategies, makes it easier to see the connections and refine things visually.
Okay, so this strategy document should include things like SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, your brand positioning, your USP, your channel strategy, your content pillars.
Those core themes you'll keep hitting on.
Right, messaging frameworks and your KPIs, how you'll measure success. Once you've got that hammered out, download it as a PDF.
And the third piece is your brand voice guidelines. This defines your brand's personality. Specific adjectives, words to use, words to avoid, how the tone might shift slightly for different channels like LinkedIn versus TikTok, sentence structure preferences, and really important, clear do's and don'ts with examples. It's like your brand's style guide for language.
So now you have these 3 incredibly valuable strategic assets. And the crucial part, you upload all 3 of them back into your marketing system project. They become active blueprints.
Exactly. They don't just sit there. They become the living, breathing foundation for everything the AI does from here on out. They constantly inform its output.
So what's the biggest payoff from creating these strategic docs right within the AI system itself?
They become the dynamic, constantly referenced blueprint for all future content creation. It ensures everything aligns. Mid-roll sponsor read.
Okay, this is really where the system starts to show its magic, I think. With all those strategic files uploaded and integrated, ChatGPT now operates much more like a true team member, one who really knows your brand inside and out. It's kind of profound when you see it work.
Yeah, it really is. So just to recap where we are, your project now holds your market research report, your customer personas, that digital marketing strategy doc, and your brand voice guidelines. You could even add a visual style guide if you have one for even more context.
So let's paint a picture. Imagine you're planning a campaign, say, for the holiday gift season.
Okay.
For blog content, you'd give it a prompt like write a 1,200-word blog post about topic, targeting persona name, with the objective of objective, using the keyword keyword. Pretty straightforward.
Right. But what's really special here is you don't need to remind the AI about your brand-specific tone or who the audience is for this piece or the nuances of that particular persona.
Because it already knows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It automatically references all those foundational documents you uploaded earlier.
Mm.
So the result isn't just any article. It's an article with real depth, the perfect tone for your brand, speaking directly to that customer's specific needs and pain points. It's consistently deeply on brand.
And this same principle applies directly to visual content too, which is cool.
Yeah.
You can prompt it for, say, a hero image for that blog post, or maybe a series of square images optimized for Instagram that support the post's message. You just specify the style and content, and it understands the visual language from your guides.
And then you can just scale this across all your channels. Use the same integrated system to whip up compelling Pinterest pins, write out entire email sequences like a 3-part promo series, or even draft short video scripts tailored for YouTube Shorts or TikTok.
Wow.
The amount of creative heavy lifting it takes off your plate is huge.
The key thing here really is that consistency. Every single piece of content, no matter the format or the platform it's for, it all stems from that same unified strategic brain. And that guarantees a really seamless, cohesive brand experience for your audience from the first time they encounter you to, becoming a loyal customer.
So how does this integrated content creation approach make sure you get that consistency across totally different platforms?
Simple. Every single piece of content draws its instructions directly from that same central strategic brain.
Okay, so projects are fantastic for individuals or maybe small, tight-knit teams. But what about scaling this with a larger team? That's where custom GPTs come in.
Right. You create a custom GPT specifically trained on your brand. You'd give it a name like, your brand name content creation assistant or something similar. You define its mission, its core rules, and crucially, you upload all those strategic PDFs, their research, the personas, the strategy, the brand voice. You upload them as its knowledge.
So you're basically baking your brand's essence right into this custom AI tool.
Exactly. And once it's built, you can share this custom GPT with your entire team just using a simple link.
Okay.
This ensures that everyone, no matter who's actually generating the content, is doing it on brand, following the same guidelines, producing consistent quality. It's a powerful way to maintain standards as you grow.
That makes a lot of sense for scaling. And beyond just team scaling, step 6 in the blueprint is all about bringing in automation. Think about setting up weekly content research that just runs itself.
Yeah.
I mean, whoa. Just imagine the sheer volume of perfectly on-brand content ideas you could generate with this system running in the background, constantly feeding your pipeline. That's real leverage.
The source gives a great example. You could set up an automation like, every Monday at 8 a.m., scan for the latest industry news and relevant posts in online communities. Explain why these findings are relevant to our specific personas. Then, draft a ready-to-publish social media post based on the most interesting finding.
Think about the time that saves. Every single week, that research grind is just handled. This kind of automation, it saves massive amounts of research hours, obviously. But it also gives you a fresh, steady stream of relevant ideas, and it connects emerging trends directly back to your strategy. It really cuts down on starting from a blank page every time. It's like having a dedicated research assistant who already knows your strategy.
And you can extend this to other things too, right? Like monthly competitor tracking reports, drafting initial versions of weekly newsletters, summarizing marketing meeting transcripts.
Oh yeah, just paste in the transcript and ask for a summary and action items.
Or even populating your content calendar with pre-approved on-brand ideas based on recent trends. The possibilities for freeing up human brain power are just huge.
So what's the biggest efficiency gain when you combine that team scaling through custom GPTs with this kind of automation?
You're essentially automating the core, repeatable tasks, which frees up your human strategists for higher-level thinking and creativity.
Okay, so your system's up and running, it's generating content, finding ideas, but like any complex system, it needs ongoing care and feeding, right?
Exactly. That brings us to the final step, step 7, manage, optimize, and iterate. This is all about making it sustainable for the long haul.
You can set up notifications for your automated tasks so you know what's being generated. And really importantly, all the outputs, all the results from these tasks, they stay within your main marketing system project.
Ah, so it builds an archive.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It creates this incredibly valuable, searchable archive of past work, insights, generated ideas. It becomes your team's institutional memory, basically.
And the optimization loop the source mentions is key here. It's a cycle. First, you review. Look at what content performed best, analyze why. Then you refine. Based on that analysis, maybe you update your customer personas with new insights, or maybe your brand voice needs a little tweak quarterly to stay current.
Right, keep it fresh.
Then you execute, apply those updated documents back into your system and your workflow, and then repeat. It's a continuous improvement cycle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which brings up an important point. What are some common mistakes or pitfalls people should watch out for when building this? The source lists a few, like maybe over-relying on AI-generated people and visuals, or forgetting to double-check those research sources we talked about.
You know, I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift sometimes myself. It's just so tempting to trust the AI's first output, especially when it looks plausible and it saves time, even though I know better. You really have to consciously fight that urge to just accept it without verification.
Oh, absolutely. It's a real thing. And another big one is just letting those core strategic documents gather digital dust.
Yeah.
The market changes, your customers evolve, your strategy needs to evolve too. You should probably revisit and refresh those foundational docs at least quarterly. If you don't, your AI's consistent brain starts working off outdated information.
That's a huge trap.
And maybe the biggest mistake of all, trying to skip those crucial first foundational steps, steps 1 through 3. Building the command center, doing the deep research, creating the strategic docs. Without that solid base, everything you build on top will be shaky and likely off-brand. Oh, and please, always back up your work. Don't rely solely on the platform.
Good practical advice.
Yeah.
So when you boil it all down, what's the real key to making this whole AI system truly sustainable and effective over the long term?
It really comes down to that cycle. Continuous review, refinement, and adaptation of those core strategic documents.
Yeah.
Keep the brain updated.
So let's recap the big picture here. What does this all really mean for you, the listener? Building an AI-powered marketing operating system. It isn't about chasing the newest, flashiest features or getting lost in AI hype.
No.
It's about deliberately architecting an intelligent ecosystem, a true digital brain for your marketing, where every single component works together in harmony to achieve your strategic goals.
And when you actually follow this kind of workflow, the benefits are pretty clear. You get consistent, genuinely on-brand content across every channel you use. You save significant time, we're talking hours every week, easily. Your targeting gets way more precise because it's based on solid data and strategy. Scaling becomes much easier for your team, and you get this automated stream of fresh, relevant content ideas that, well, it basically never runs dry.
And the goal here, it's worth repeating, isn't to replace human creativity or strategic judgment. Not at all.
Definitely not.
It's about giving yourself and your team a reliable, intelligent system that handles the heavy lifting, the repetitive stuff, freeing you up to focus on what humans are uniquely good at. That high-level strategy, the breakthrough creative thinking, and building authentic relationships.
Yeah. In this era of AI, the brands that truly win won't necessarily be the ones with the absolute most advanced bleeding-edge tools. They're going to be the ones with the smartest systems in place to actually leverage those tools effectively.
Just take a moment and consider how implementing a system like this could fundamentally shift your role as a marketer. Instead of constantly being in the weeds, doing task after task, you become more of the architect, the orchestrator of this intelligent, automated marketing engine. It's a really profound shift, I think, from just execution to achieving truly exponential impact.
It absolutely elevates your role. You become the strategist directing the system rather than just a doer reacting to demands.
So if this deep dive has resonated with you, if this sounds like something you need, we really encourage you. Start today. Take that first step. Go set up your marketing system project in ChatGPT. Honestly, even if you just complete those first 3 foundational steps we talked about, setting up the project, doing the research, creating those core strategic documents, you will see an immediate and noticeable improvement in the quality, consistency, and strategic alignment of your marketing content.
Absolutely. That foundation makes a huge difference. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into building an AI-powered marketing operating system.
We really hope you feel better informed, maybe a little inspired, and definitely ready to put this powerful knowledge to work for your own brand. OUTRO music.